Hello, hello. Welcome to another week here at World of Tanks, and I'm happy to be here, Mr. Bam. How you doing?
Wonderful. I think, we're very excited to be here on stream today. Not just because it's Friday, but I think we have some fun updates and things to share coming very soon.
It's a wonderful and exciting Friday, and I don't know, I'm just so excited. I'm all over the place right now. Why don't we go ahead and kick off our
Let's kick it
stream
off.
here?
All right. Yeah, we have a lot to cover here today. And really quick before we dive into all the details, a few weeks ago we announced this, and we're still continuing on this new Q&A format. And as before, we will send a link to you guys. All the questions that you guys may have, please submit them to the form, and we'll put that link right into the chat shortly. And for us, we will collect all of these questions. We kind of categorize them, and that gives us more time over the course of the week till the next stream for us to give you more meaningful answers as we kind of provide them by the upcoming next stream. So just kind of an FYI, don't feel like if you guys have questions and you're putting them into the chat and feel like they're not being seen, for the most part, we're going to be focusing on the questions submitted from the prior week or even the week prior to that, just kind of catching up on all the questions that have been submitted. Worth noting, if you guys did not get your questions answered before, no worries. Like I said, we do categorize them. There are lots to go through. We're starting to build up a little bit of a backlog.
It's a little library of questions that we have here from our players.
Quite the library. So, But yes, we will get to some Q&As later today. Hopefully we'll have some time to get through a good chunk of them. We shall see. Like I mentioned, Tankz0rz, like you said, we have some exciting news to go through on today's stream. But before we get into some of that exciting news, let's talk about what is going on left with the Gladiators season. Heads up, everyone. Last few days, this is your last weekend of the Gladiators season. So if you have yet to accomplish the final set of challenges for the season and get that level 100 reward, you only have a few more days ending on Tuesday to accomplish the remainder of your season. That being said, along the same lines, our Warhammer 40,000 licensed content collaboration will also be ending on this Tuesday. If there is a Warhammer tank, commander, emblem inscriptions, any of that stuff that you guys are still waiting on or holding off on for a little bit longer, just a heads up, they are coming down at the end of the season on Tuesday. Check out our store today. We do have the max discounts now applied on all the Warhammer bundles themselves, thanks to you, the community, who completed the Warhammer community ops that got that discount applied. So, and extra heads up, this being a licensed collaboration deal, there's no promises or guarantee that the Warhammer content will be rolling back in until we can work out further agreements. So it could be a while, could be a long while. If you're holding off on any of those tanks, Lehman Russ, I'm looking at that one. If you guys are missing out, take a look at the store today.
Most definitely. I know I still have a commander that I want to go pick up, so I'm going to go take a look at that.
Grab our commanders. Yes, fantastic VOs. If you guys haven't already checked them out or heard them, either from some of our community contributors who shared them on some of their streams, or we showcased a little sample of the VOs, I think, on a previous stream as well. Fantastic job done by the audio team and all of our VO actors who put forth that immense energy to the commanders themselves.
Most definitely. Unique, very unique.
For sure. So some of our challenge ops that we have going on this week as well. We have the Silver with Interest, a very fan favorite challenge op. Top that silver up before the Italian TDs. Yes, they are making their debut pretty soon. And if you guys are looking for some extra silver to grind through a new line, now's your chance with the Silver with Interest challenge op. And then we also have the Swedish National Day. This will also be running until Tuesday. Celebrate by earning yourself the Gustav Eriksson and the 43M Toldi III. Plus various Swedish bundles. These will actually be live into the store through June 12th. And these include Gustav's Pride, various tanks, including the Lansen C, the Email 1951, the Earth Shaker, the Barracuda, and Before's Tornwagen Block, and various others. The royally improved bundle. This includes the Sturv K and the Earthshaker Sturv 102. The Our Own bundle. This one just has the Sturv S1 and the Barracuda. And our last Swedish bundle, live in the store right now, the Landskrona's Flankers, including the Draugen Lansen C and the Sturv M4257 Alt A2.
I love the Barracuda. I think, I don't know,
One
something about
faves?
yeah, it's one of my favorites, and I love the camos that they have as well.
Oh, I don't think I've looked at their camos recently. I know we have some updated ones on various tanks. I'm not sure if the Barracuda got one of those. I'll have to check them out. Thanks for the tip.
Mm-hmm.
Also in the stores, if anyone's been looking for some equipment to apply to your tanks at a bit of a discount, we do have vouchers available for various equipment options here. In the Light Them Up bundle, this one includes some advanced camouflage, advanced optics, and the traction system equipment. Line Them Up bundle, this includes the advanced loader, improved ventilation, and the advanced gun lay and drive. And our last equipment bundle, the Bring It On, including the spall liner, advanced armor, and enhanced missile warning system. And that, my friends, is a wrap on our offerings for the Gladiators season. One more time, a reminder, this is going to be coming to an end this week, after this weekend on Tuesday. And I think that brings us to a debut of a brand new season. Brand new features, new content, and we are here to talk all about it today. Tankz0rz, are we ready to show the people?
Wait. Well, first of all,
my
little camera got stuck.
Oh, did we
here.
lose you?
We're back though.
We're back.
Did you say new season?
New season. World premiere.
World premiere?
What do we have?
Let's stop pulling their legs. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. Roll the tapes.
Roll the tapes.
What is a hero? I see them all around me. It's my brothers and sisters. For all they've done to make sure we as soldiers and countless others could come home safe. Even when the odds are against you and things seem impossible, a hero rises. They fight. They resist. They protect.
What do you think, Bam?
There we have it. Fantastic trailer. Very well done by the content team, putting all that together. A lot of awesome things in there. I see a lot of hype in the chat as well. Word of note, as great as the trailer was, don't go to the beach on Overlord. It's very, very appropriate for our remembrance of D-Day coming up. But let's be honest here. On that map, if you play on Overlord, stay on the upper hill. Don't go to the beach.
I saw a couple comments say, "No, not the beach. Don't go on the beach." That's funny.
All right, everybody, welcome to the season of War Heroes. Again, this is starting on Tuesday as we come to a close with the Gladiator season. War Heroes will kick off later on Tuesday. Let's talk about a little bit of the season pass offerings that were covered in the trailer. Starting off with the free season pass, and I think we have some assets to share on stream as well to give you guys a little bit more of an up close and personal look at some of these tanks. Up first, as part of our free season pass offering, you can earn yourself the Tier 8 Medium Guardian STG Soviet tank. Here we go. Looking fantastic. And then on our base season pass, we have a few tanks that you guys can earn yourself as well. Starting off with the Britannia Panther, the Tier 6 French Medium. Here we go. Up next, one of my personal favorites here, our M46 KR Patton, Tier 8 American Medium with that fantastic paint job.
I think when we were at our Cantini events here in Chicago, there's a patent here that has this paint job.
I want to believe that we got the inspiration to add this into the game from the Cantigny Tank Museum Park itself. Yes.
Awesome, yeah.
All right, we all got a good group photo on top of that one. And then lastly, as also part of our base season pass, the brand new M363 Condor. This is a Cold War Era 1 Eastern Alliance medium tank. And here we go. And last but not least, to wrap up our season pass offerings, we of course got to talk about, oh yes, and there is a skin that comes with this tank as well. I thank you for shifting that over. You can see that on screen now.
I always say this, but I always like the shrubbery and sandbags and stuff like that on tanks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they look cool.
Very authentic. Last but not least, let's cover our Ultimate Season Pass offerings, of course. The brand new, and I think some players called it when they saw it in the trailer, yes, the T58 Heavy, Tier 10 American Heavy Tank is coming to World of Tanks Modern Armor, and again, is part of the Ultimate Season Pass of the War Heroes. Last but not least, our brand new 3D Hero Commander. You saw him in the trailer. Leonard Lucky Hill. Here he is.
Pretty cool.
Okay. Now on the subject, I think this is just par for the course, what we typically do at every debut of new season. On the subject of talking about the Ultimate Season Pass, let's start this off with a giveaway. One lucky winner for the chance to be the first amongst the community to have the Ultimate Season Pass sent over to their account starting on Tuesday.
Just as a reminder, all you have to do is enter once and you're eligible for all of our giveaways today. And remember to give us your Wargaming ID.
So let's talk a little bit about the design process and how we came to the decision that the T58 Heavy, it was time to finally bring it to the World of Tanks Modern Armor. Because we know players have been asking for this one or wondering if it would ever come to the game. And what made us want to build this tank and bring it to the console user base? So the T57 Heavy, by comparison, has been one of the more popular vehicles within the community. And ever since its introduction itself, players have been asking if we would ever add the T58 Heavy. It has been sitting on the wish list for a very long time, and happy to say, finally bringing it in to make that dream a bit of more of a reality. Now, some things to address on this tank itself. We did choose to drop its clip to 3 shots when historically it was supposed to be a 6-round clip. Why did we do this? we do use real-life versions more so for inspiration and how we adapt them into our more arcadey version of our game, World of Tanks Modern Armor, at the end of the day. We do have to make these changes for vehicle balance purposes and make sure it's playable within the game itself. This goes with most vehicles in the game. If they need more armor, we give it more armor. If it needs a bit more speed, we give it more speed. It's about making sure we deliver a good experience and it becomes an exciting tank that players would love to own and keep as part of their collection and take out into the battlefield itself. Like most clip-based weapons in the game that have clip sizes, these are based on balance needs and do not reflect their historical accurate versions. For the T58 Heavy in particular, we have halved the clip size, which was the same that was done actually with the T57 Heavy as well, which historically had 8-round capacity, but we did choose to reduce that down to 4-round capacity. To give you a little bit more insight on the historical side of things, due to the time period of the T57 and T58, there was a lot of advancements in the technology, mainly due to the weapons, and so shell penetration and overall performance of development and manufacturing of these tanks jumped around quite a lot. And a number of our in-game top-tier tanks have been adjusted to fit within our game confines as a real-world performance, though the real-world performance just far exceeds in most cases. So as for the T58, the shell performance was kind of off the charts, especially for a heavy tank at that time, and its real-world pen would far exceed many vehicles within our own game. And then you might be also asking, well, how does this actually differ from the T57 Heavy? The most notable difference is specifically the gun. The T57 Heavy is equipped with a 120mm gun and a 4-round clip that does 400 damage and damage per shot, with a full clip of 1,600 damage potential. The T58 Heavy mounts the larger 155mm gun with just a 3-round clip and does 750 damage per shot, and that goes upwards of 2,250 potential damage per clip. And the T58 also has a slightly different turret shape. And that is a little bit of the design insight, process a bit, and kind of the adaptation of bringing the T58 Heavy finally into the game itself.
Just real quick, I saw a couple of people posting their wargaming IDs here for the giveaway in chat. Don't put it in chat. Use the link that we provided. It's pinned at the top of Twitch chat and linked in YouTube chat as well.
Thank you, Tankz0rz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, feel free to stop me. I can keep rambling on and talking all the things.
No, you're doing great. You do you. That's why we're here, Mr. Ban.
I try to catch some things that come up in the chat. The best to my ability, I suppose. Okay, so we just went to a deep dive on just the Ultimate Season Pass tank, and there's a lot more to talk about in all of our offerings here today. And I know you guys are asking, you have questions coming up as well. Let's start off. The maps. Severogorsk is returning into the game. A winter map right in time for summer, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere.
To help us cool off a little bit, you know?
Just cool it off a little bit. But we do know we've been delivering on a lot of summer camo themed maps over the course of the past several seasons. Worth noting, these are typically the more fan favorite maps anyhow, so that's reasoning why we lean into those. But we also want to make sure we find maps that work very well, not only in World War II, but also very applicable in Cold War. And Severogorsk really delivered on that. Severogorsk will be available in World War II from tiers 3 and up, and all eras in Cold War. So remember, when playing this map, you got to hold both the east and the west flanks of this one. They are very narrow corridors with a lot of opportunities to weave and get around your enemies in certain ways. Or you can dive straight through down the middle of the map itself through the training camp and the town to get a jump on your enemies if you want to kind of circumvent those flanks a little bit. But make sure you always have a front line holding those ends. Some other updates. You guys may have seen another map get announced and showcase on the trailer itself. Nebelberg, first debut coming to World of Tanks Modern Armor. More details on this one coming a little bit later. This will be a map delivered to you as part of a big community op initiative, similar to the Road to Swamp that we've done previously. Expect Nebelberg in the near future as part of another earn op that you, the community, can work together and unlock this map into rotation. We'll have more details to talk about Nabelberg on a later stream, but for now, look forward to Severogorsk, which will be available at the launch of the War Heroes season on Tuesday. Still on the topic of maps, some other updates that we have applied as part of the War Heroes season. We have some matchmaker updates in terms of how maps are selected. Over the course of time, we've adopted, now that we've gotten quite the plethora of maps in World War II for the most part, we were able to adopt a better version of setting different weights and frequencies so certain maps will appear in rotation a little bit further and a little bit more for you guys, especially when we have a new season and we have a new map to launch. You guys are probably excited and you want to see the new content and the new map being available. So we adopted the weighting system to increase its frequency, but we've noted it still wasn't enough. And I will need to explain a little bit on how our map rotation and how we deliver maps into the rotation to the players. And it's all based on a veto system. The matchmaker will take a look at all the players in queue and see the last 10 maps that any given, all of the given players have played. And the matchmaker will take a look at the least played chosen map out of all the players there. And it will veto the rest, and that will be the remaining maps will be the selection that goes forward. We have decided to change that veto list of maps from 10 down to 4. This will give a little bit more variety because it turns out based on the data that we've seen that players we're still seeing kind of the same maps, not back to back, but over the course of the same maybe 5 to 10 maps, they will encounter the same ones from time to time. So this will improve that quite a bit. And also maps that we increase the frequency that will also help those maps get more visible in the rotation for you guys. Okay. Up next, moving on, you have seen in the trailer the Italian line and the French Cold War tanks. Speaking of those, we do have more camos to pick from for each of the supported environments for our Italian and French line tanks. Speaking of the Italian tanks, yes, the Italian line TD, as promised, is coming during the War Heroes season very soon. As noted on a previous season, we have run into some unforeseen development obstacles that we had to make a choice and decision to move the release of the Italian tank destroyers into the War Heroes season. So expect those coming to your game very soon. We got some new inscriptions. I don't know if anyone was asking for these, but it's pretty exciting. We have some new phonetic alphabet inscriptions. So if you are looking forward to applying some Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Whiskey, Foxtrot, Tango onto your tanks, those options will now be available to you in the start of the new season as well. And then let's talk about the big one. One of the other big ones. There was a lot of big contents and features that we had already addressed and talked about here. I know a lot of players have been clamoring for this one for quite a long time, especially the Cold War folks. We are looking at you guys, and we know this has been a highly requested feature. Happy to say, yes, Cold War medals are on the way. They will be at the launch of the War Heroes season on Tuesday. And let me put it this way, we will set these out in waves. As we have kind of noted before, and as players have asked, when are Cold War medals coming out? When are Cold War medals coming out? It is a larger UI undertaking, and we have to prioritize a lot of the UI's needs on other bigger features or other features that have a higher demand or very tasking. With the Cold War medals in particular, we have quite a set of them coming to the game, but to make sure we deliver them in a reasonable format that we can actually accomplish all of these, we are delivering them in a few different waves. So the first wave of Cold War medals will be coming in the War Heroes season, but you can expect additional waves in later seasons coming down the line. And I should note a selection of well-loved medals, such as Top Gun and High Caliber, etc. These have been updated and are now earnable in both game modes. Of course, they've always been in World War II, but now applicable into Cold War. And we've also added a selection of brand new exclusive Cold War medals, such as Fire and Forget, Juggernaut, and Eagle Eye, and so much more. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that Those are coming to you very soon. And also going to announce, as usual, after the stream today, we will post on our article all the update notes, improvements, bug fixes, etc., and all the details that I know you guys are clamoring for and want to get a further breakdown on all of this. On the Cold War front, I do want to give a very quick breakdown. One, to the UI team for their efforts there, to our gameplay engineer and server engineer for the help and lift and everything on that front, and another very special thank you to our systems designer to help make the Cold War medals possible into the game and bringing it to you guys, the audience.
I think that brings us to giveaway time, Mr. Bam.
We covered a lot already. That giveaway has just been kind of sitting for what, 10-15 minutes already.
It's been marinating. Marinating. Let's see. Our lucky winner here for the Ultimate Season Pass is the new Ultimate Season Pass for War Heroes is Olis Seaman.
Olis Seaman, congratulations!
Congratulations. Go ahead
Our
and
first
drop your name
winner
in chat.
received War Heroes Ultimate Season Pass. Well, let's keep the ball rolling here. Let's just get another giveaway just right up there again. Give players another opportunity, one lucky winner for another chance to get another Ultimate Season Pass for the War Heroes season.
Absolutely. If you've already entered, you're all set. If you just got here, I saw a couple of people sticking their heads in. Go ahead and click on that link and give us your Wargaming ID if you'd like to enter for a chance to win your very own War Heroes Ultimate Season Pass.
Fantastic.
All right. What's that bring us up to next week, Mr. Bam?
Yeah, we still got a few more things to talk about in terms of some more events and store bundles upcoming with the launch of the War Heroes season. In remembrance of D-Day, as showcased also in the trailer itself, it is time to storm the beach and earn yourself a brand new tank. Collect XP to earn points, and then you get to pick between the HMH AMX 1357 or the Jackal M4A4 FL10, or you can also choose the T26 E3 Eagle. So look out for the Storm the Beach challenge op next week, and if those are tanks that are lacking in your collection, this might be the right opportunity to get those added in. And you can earn points with this challenge op. Sorry, I missed this actual extra tidbit here. You earn points by destroying various vehicle tanks, including any British, French, or American tanks in any given battle.
Awesome.
And then we have some extra tank bundles also in line for D-Day. We have the Allied Assault bundle. This includes the Chimera, the HMH Chrysler K, and the Vanguard ELC Even 90. Up next, we have the Defensive Stalwarts. This includes the Scorpion G, the Panther 88L71. And then next, we have the Medium Duelists bundle. This has the Batchat Borask and the Panzer 58 Mutz. Our next bundle is Scouting Aces. This one includes another two tanks, the HWK-30 and the FV-1066 Senlak. And our last D-Day extra tank bundle, the Thunderous Offense. This includes the Icebreaker VK7501K and the T-77. And then up next, let's talk very little about our Road to Tank Fest 2023. We've announced this a little bit before and talked just a touch on it, and we're still not going to go into any major announcements or details even on today's stream, but starting June 23rd, we are going to be collaborating and have presence at the Bovington, UK Tank Museum to showcase some updates, do some streams, and we will be joined by our colleagues on World of Tanks PC and World of Tanks Blitz. So keep an eye out. We'll have more announcements and details to share on that later. But first, we will be celebrating the Aquino Tank Weekend.
That's correct.
Yes. So starting next Friday, destroy enemies and you can earn yourself our Aquino Tank Weekend emblem. Plus, if you happen to be at Aquino yourselves, Tankz0rz, maybe take it away. I think you have some details to share to the players on this front.
Yeah, definitely. Aquino Tank Weekends. This is one of Canada's largest history military experiences that you could have. And I'll be there. I'll be representing the console side and we'll be giving away some codes, doing some meet and greets, you know, all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's right outside Toronto, so if you find yourself in the area, I believe it's in Oshawa, yeah, drop by and say hello. I'll be at the Ontario Regiment Museum. So,
and Tankz0rz will also be giving out free autographs.
Free autographs on all your wargaming memorabilia.
And finally, just to kind of wrap up the last bit of content that we will have debuting next Tuesday, contracts. Players ask about what are the next contracts coming out. Hopefully this is one that is lacking from your collection and you've been looking forward to. The Needle is making its return again on Tuesday with the debut of the War Hero season. Look for the Needle contract in the contracts tab if that is one you want to work toward and add to your tank collection. All right.
The date. People are asking the date for Enkino here. That is June 9th through 11th. So 9, 10, and 11th.
9, 10, 11th.
Mm-hmm. It's next weekend.
Dave GM's asking if you're giving out free hugs.
Free hugs. Free hugs, free autographs.
Free hugs, free autographs. Are they mutually exclusive? Can they get both?
Both. You can get both.
You get all
for free.
You're very generous.
It's for the community.
All right. So I believe this takes us on to our usual segment for some battle feats announcements.
Mm-hmm.
So as usual, are the players that we make mention of for their amazing battle feats. You will be receiving confidential key cards in due time. And starting off, we have these users who have accomplished some awesome battle feats in the Centauro CC 45 ton. Up first, we have who got 10 kills in a single battle. We have both Krypton WoT 1 and Melian 53. Fantastic. And then getting 11,280 max damage done in a single battle. We have Emerging Cash 438. Congrats to you. And then max combined assisted damage in a single battle of 9,489. We have Azire the 13th. And again, all of those were in the Centauro CC45T. Up next, we have in the AMX 30B2 4RAD, one of my favorite Cold War fast firing shooter tanks there. We have X Ghost on Fire X and BMW 3E83 with 9 kills done in a single battle. Up next, getting 16,943 max combined damage in a single battle. This was done by Heavy Mikey, also in the 4RAD. And then Mimi Seeks 377.8 max combined assisted, got 9,948 also done in a single battle. And then next we have in the Bellerophon, we have Concert Fan with a max damage dealt in a single battle of 6,845. Then we have max combined assisted in a single battle of 7,766. This was accomplished by Iopak. Congrats to you. And last but not least, max blocked damage in a single battle of a flat 11,000. Gluffy Bears 123, also accomplished in the Bellerophon. Then we have a little bit of a medal showcase here. A few users that were able to achieve both the Nicholas medal and the Kolobanovs. The Nicholas medal is awarded for destroying 4 or more enemy vehicles with a medium tank, and must be at least 2. That target tank must be at least 2 tiers higher than the player's tank itself. And this was accomplished by Rusted Wit and Nata33 in their Bellerophons. Congrats to you both. And then the Kolobanovs medal, this is awarded to players who stand alone against 5 or more enemy tanks and win. This was accomplished by Raymundo 610 and Death Slayer, also in their Bellerophons. And then we also have Blackhawk BS65, WP Me Rip, Kellen, and Udakarik in their Centauros. Congrats to all of you. Last but not least, our milestones are users who've crested amazing battle thresholds, number of battle thresholds, I should specify here. Starting off, for our users who hit that 100,000th battle milestone, we have Cerbear 0268 and Clan Criminal. I'm sorry. If we don't butcher the names, this is even the proper segment here, right?
Right.
Clan Criminal. 100,000 battles. Fantastic, guys. Then we have a few more hitting that 110,000th battle threshold. General Hutton. I see dead ants. That's a humorous gamer tag. And Sand391974. Thank you for sticking around, guys or gals. And lastly, for that 120,000th battle threshold, we have Dragon Horde USMC. Congratulations to you all. And again, you will all be receiving yourselves your very own confidential keycards added to your accounts soon.
Fantastic. And as always,
that's a lot of battles.
That's a lot of battles. So yeah, thank you everyone for those fantastic battle feats there. Let's see. Does that bring us up to next week? We have additional tidbits here.
Yes. So next Friday, I know we will be just getting ourselves into the brand new season. Just a heads up, there will not be a Friday stream for next week. Reason being, Tankz0rz, as you just mentioned, you're going to be in Aquino.
Mm-hmm.
Along with, and T-Kane is also taking some time off as well. So we are passing on the stream for next week. But that being said, we want to make sure that we are available and can still provide some Q&As and more updates and talking about the new season, of course. I will be joining T-Kane on his usual time frame for his Tuesday stream, just in time for the War Heroes season launch. So I will be on there to take on user questions, talk about more of the content, etc., and so much more.
Awesome. Sounds great. We'll see you there on Tuesday, Mr. Bam. And that brings us to our giveaway time. Why don't we go ahead and announce another winner here?
Alrighty.
Our winner for the second Ultimate Season Pass for War Heroes is none other than Rugby Mom 04. Congratulations, Rugby Mom.
Don't worry, Dave GM. I think we might still reserve a spot for you. We'll see. I think he typically joins T-Kane on the Tuesday streams.
Awesome. Congratulations, Rugby Mom. You were our lucky winner today.
For that Ultimate Season Pass, yes. Okay, before we move on to the Q&A segment, I think we got to kick off our final giveaway for today. One more lucky winner, again, to receive an Ultimate Season Pass. Let's roll that giveaway one more time.
Before the Q&As?
We're just going to roll the giveaway. We'll go through the Q&As, then we'll announce it before we call it a close today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, one last chance. Go ahead and enter if you haven't entered. If you entered already, you're all set. And I see the link in chat. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our questions here.
I'm ready. By the way, I do want to say really quick, just again on this new format that we are following with our Q&As, as mentioned at the top of the stream today, we are sending you guys a link in which you can submit your questions. And that gives us a week to kind of review the questions, categorize them, and give them more meaningful, meaty answers for some of these. And just wanted to say, a quick thank you, because the last week was the first time that we were running through this new format and going through the Q&As themselves. And I'll speak just personally. I thought it went off really well, and we got some good, meaningful questions that you guys were submitting us. We will try to keep an eye on the stream chat a little bit if things do come up, and maybe if it catches my eye, I'll talk about it a little bit. But otherwise, we do have just this backlog list of questions that we will be trying to get through as well.
All right. First question of the day here is asking, because we're playing in big game parties and clans, and we want to meet each other's platoons in the same game, either on the same or opposing team, is it possible to change colors of players from our clan that is not in our platoon? Just like our platoons in yellow could be different shade of green /red color. It'd be great if we could add this to the game.
I see. So yeah, I know a lot of clans, because we do have a strict restriction, 3-man platoons, and that's how the game will be going forward in random battles. But we do know that clans will coordinate and communicate and try to queue in together so they can still land on the same team. That won't always be the case, of course. You might just get pulled into the enemy team. I will say I like this idea, being able to at least quickly identify your clanmates, not just by the tag itself on their gamer tags, but maybe some sort of colorization on it. What I will say is this comes up quite a bit of more clan initiatives. Players are asking if we are thinking about this. We are brainstorming and thinking about things that we can try out for next year. So what I will do is I think this feature of highlighting your clanmates could be interesting. We will note this and add a ticket to consider for part of our larger clan initiative as we move forward on that sometime next year.
Okay. Sounds great. Next question here is asking, are there any future plans for Equipment 2.0?
Plans currently? No. Are there discussions? Yes. So we do know and are aware that, let's say, our colleagues at WoT PC, the game itself, they apply a lot of different changes with their equipment, and they have a depot allowing players to demount their equipment, but it's not just kind of sold. It sits in a depot, allowing players to kind of grab that equipment and apply it to a different tank where applicable. We are aware of this system and know that this is something that players have been asking for as well. I've looked into it and talked with Mr. SPG actually in the chat. He and I discussed this to extents. While yes, this would be a great feature to add into the game, like I mentioned, no plans currently, but it will be something we'll continue to discuss and think about maybe bringing into the game in the future.
Next question is asking, can we please have the ability to store equipment?
Oh, well, that goes right into my same answer. Yeah. Equipment depot, being able to store it, something we'll look deeper into and see if there is reasoning to really support that. It is a system that we'd have to build into the game. This isn't something that we can easily inherit right into PC. There's a lot of UI ramifications we got to consider, and maybe other benefits that, hey, maybe we can find a unique spin on Equipment Depot that might give us a little bit, something a little bit different of a handling of it.
Next question here. Do we have any plans on introducing field modifications into the game?
Kind of the same answer here. This is also a thing Mr. SPG and I have had some active discussions on and looking at what WoT PC does. It's certainly a great idea, and I love the idea, the concept of giving players more choice as they launch into a match and be able to kind of switch on the fly what sort of consumables equipment they want to be able to swap to based on the map or the team composition, the actual tanks that they're going to be dealing with. Because you never really know prior to queuing into the matchmaker what you're going to end up with. But if you can already gauge how the match might play out and you want to switch your tactics and your loadout a little bit, there's definitely a benefit there. So this isn't a no, but there is no current plans on this right now. It is something that we have a ticket to keep on the back of our minds, and can, when we have more news to share on that, we'll be sure to let you guys know. Sounds
great. Next question here is saying, I missed the old sound effects and music. Is there any chance for the 10-year anniversary of WoT console to have special kind of game mode or event that allows you to go back to an earlier version of the game, such as a 360 launch or Xbox One launch?
No current plans of just bringing in like old audio and sound effects. Reason being, they are very memory intensive. To add like a duplicate set of audio for a little bit, that's going to build on your storage of your hard drives of the platforms themselves, because we're not going to be just wholesale replacing all of our current audio and sound effects, VO, what might music, what might be it, just to kind of run this sort of idea into it. But we are thinking of things kind of what you are talking about here, of what are some early version game stuff that might be interesting to think about, put together as part of a 10-year anniversary plan, perhaps. Nothing more to share at this time. A little bit early to talk about the 10-year anniversary, but we are certainly thinking about it.
And you touched upon this a little bit, but generally speaking, audio files are fairly large.
Yes. Yes.
And just in general across the board, in different games too. Let's see. Next question here is, what's the update on Cold War medals?
Well, I think we got the answer on that.
Yeah.
Next, War Heroes.
War Heroes are here.
Cold War. It's very appropriate. This was a question that came up so many times. We know Cold War medals was something fans were clamoring for and really needed in Cold War. Because we already had the medals tab still supported in the post-battle results. So it finally feels a little bit more fleshed out to have this coming in as well. So yes, Cold War medals are on the way. You've seen it in the trailer. We talked about it to an extent on this stream. So look for it coming this Tuesday.
Next question, can giveaway links be pinned in the future? Yeah, great suggestion. They're currently pinned on Twitch. So there we have it. It's 2 for 2, Brendan. We're on a roll here.
Moving down the list. Okay, yeah, what's next?
We just got Warhammer collab, but what about Metal Slug collab?
That would be kind of awesome. I have not played a Metal Slug game in a long time. To my knowledge, it is a bit more of a niche franchise, but it would be interesting collaborating in some fashion into World of Tanks, Modern Armor. But this is very much falls in line with any time we talk about licensed products, different IPs, franchises. These are just discussions and negotiations that we need to work out if we find it appropriate to bring to World of Tanks. Warhammer made a lot of sense. It was content already brought out to the World of Tanks PC, and it was just a great opportunity because players knew about this and were clamoring for something like that. I can't say anything about Metal Slug. It's not currently on any sort of plans. So can't promise anything, but I appreciate the suggestion. And we are always trying to think of other licensing opportunities to add to the game.
Next question here is asking, are there still plans to add more tutorials or in-game Wikipedias to get answers quickly? Loading screen tips are not especially enough sometimes, or they don't have enough time to read them. What do you think, Bam?
Right. Yeah. So loading screen. The way console games are moving nowadays, and they're SSD hard drives, right? You load into the map so quick now, and those tips just fly on by. They were useful once. And now we do have to come up with creative solutions. So how do we still deliver the information to players that is not going to be intrusive to the gameplay, but also maybe not too hidden deep into some menus into the game? This is something that we think about quite a lot, of how do we better surface information to the players, deliver more tutorials and education, especially thinking about our new players that join into the game, making sure their initial player experience gets them to a better mastery and understand of what to do in the game, understand can they buy more tanks, or progress through their tank lines, etc., and how to be a better tanker in the game, in the matches and battles themselves. But you were asking more specifically, are there more tutorials coming into the game? And as a matter of fact, yes. Stay tuned. Very soon, we may have something in War Heroes season coming that might provide some more tutorials. And not even tailored for new players, but I think even veteran and core players can also find some use and benefit from these tutorials inbound. Stay tuned.
It's always fun learning new things. Let's see. Next question. Any updates on Cold War tech trees and module pricing?
The economic pricing model that we have for grinding and getting all the different modules for your Cold War tanks. Yes, we do have an active investigation. So this is something that we are looking at and having meetings and talks about right now. No updates to share publicly at this time.
All right, let's see. Next set of questions here. Hello, can you make bigger maps from tier 8 and 10? Can you add a tactical camera and...
Let's see, making bigger maps for tiers 8 through 10. Yes. Well, we have a selection of bigger maps already that we put in there. And we talked about we had the Cold War maps that used to be in tiers 8 through 10. But over time, we learned through data and player sentiments and feedback that these maps weren't conducive, or they didn't work well for the gameplay due to their larger scale. Those maps are a 1.4 kilometer. Yeah, I always have to correct myself. I'm not saying 1,400 kilometers. It's 1.4 kilometers squared. As is Hellfire Pass. That one also used to be in World War II. We unfortunately also had to make the cut from that one to reserve it strictly into Cold War due to the faster speeds and of engagement in that game mode. So we do have a selection of rather big maps, upwards of 1.2 kilometers squared in World War II for the higher tier ranges. And we are still working on maps like the community map that will very much be a larger map that will lend itself pretty well into the higher tiers. But otherwise, we do have large maps available. But if your concern is more about like why are some of the small maps in the higher tiers, those are things that we try some shakeups, and we did try put in like Himmelsdorf, and well, no, I think Himmelsdorf is already in the higher tiers. I may have to double check on that. But sometimes we might throw like Mines and Port into the higher tiers because we know players do miss it. It might not be the best maps that the wider audience likes, but to give a little bit of a shake-up to the map rotation, we can definitely consider things like that. But ultimately, most of the small maps don't already exist in that tier range.
All right, moving on. Hello. Can you remove or make additional modes without the Sixth Sense?
So the Sixth Sense Commander skill. This is a very must-have skill for most tankers out there, for sure. No, we will not plan to ever remove the Sixth Sense skill. That would be quite the issue and complaint from players. But as a mode, a brand new game mode that doesn't have Sixth Sense, that could be interesting. We'll take note of that suggestion. So thanks for mentioning that. But just to be clear, nothing's going to change about Sixth Sense and in the game as it is right now.
Next question: will there be a community map battles soon, like you guys did with Monster Mash event mode? Only then use normal matches of Cold War or World War II for full battles to get more data for the map.
This one came up quite a few times. Community map event battles. Yes. Stay tuned. Well, leave it at that.
Next question. Can we get an update on ranked battles of any kind if we're planning anything like that?
This is another thing along the lines of clan support initiatives, something that we are in talks for next year. And that's really the only update I can give on that front at this time.
Next question. Can you make friendly fire toggle a thing in custom games?
This is a quality of life feature. We do talk about custom games quite a bit here on stream because I know a lot of players like to come up with their own game modes or different variations of playing the game for their own competitiveness reasons. What I will say is, yes, we can definitely look into some more options, such as friendly fire, things like that in custom games. What I will stress is when custom games becomes more of a development priority for us. Right now, custom games as a different mode for players. We've done some smaller, low-hanging fruit improvements to the players, like reducing the cost, repair and resupply costs to join into it itself. But otherwise, we don't really have custom games as a high priority thing for us to focus on. Other big features inbound are things that take a lot more time for development. But once we circle back and think there's an opportunity to do more custom games work, we can circle around and think about some of these ideas.
Next question here. Would it be possible to place in the custom games the option to make the view visible or invisible for the opposing team spectators? This would help clans to be able to carry out training for young players.
That's interesting. Yes, so a way to hide the spectators and the enemy tanks they have, if I'm understanding this correctly. This pairs well with my previous answer here. When custom games becomes a priority, this can be something we consider.
Alrighty. Let's see. I think we have time for a couple more here. Would would you consider returning all maps to tier 10 matchmaking and bring it back at least for a week to test?
I briefly touched on this. We do plan some shakeups to the map rotation sometimes. It probably won't be all the maps. We will try to maybe take some maps out and put. Let me be clear, because I don't want players to misconceive what I just said there. When I say take maps out, maybe just move them out of the tier 10 rotation, put them into the different rotation, and shift in other maps into the high tier rotation for limited times, maybe a weekend event. Because we do want to try out some shakeups to the matchmaker a little bit, but we can't run things too long. I see Mr. SVG, Prokhorovka all the time.
Yeah, that's all.
Like that could be interesting, but for some players, let's be clear here. A lot of players have different lengths of sessions that they will play the game. Some players might put in a half hour to an hour, and then other players that really love the grind or really enjoy sticking around could put 2 or 2+ hours into the game. If we were to have a single map in rotation for a single tier during the course of a weekend, that will get very tiresome very quickly. So we're not going to limit it down to that sort of small quantity of maps, but we do plan just to kind of shove in some other maps that aren't currently in that rotation, just to add a little bit of a shuffle.
Next question here. Will we ever see other PC maps added to WoT console here?
Well, I'll touch upon this very briefly here. As you guys have seen in the War Heroes trailer, Nabelberg, the Nabelberg map, this is brand new to World of Tanks Modern Armor, but this is a map that already exists and has been in the game on World of Tanks PC. Quick note on that is this is a shout out to our environment art team, shout out to our technical designer and our level designer on the team. We worked out in the past several months a better process finally of integrating and importing maps from World of Tanks PC. So to answer your question, will we see more PC maps added to the game in the future? The answer to that is yes. We have a pipeline. Nabelberg will be that first map to kind of earn that rank and come into the map rotation. As I mentioned earlier, Nabelberg will be released later in War Heroes as part of a community op. But yes, more PC maps will be considered.
Alrighty. I think that brings us to our final giveaway here.
Yes. All right. Who is our last lucky winner for the Ultimate Season Pass here?
Our last lucky winner here, forgive me if I butcher your name, it is Beardly D-Bad. Congratulations, Beardly D-Bad. You are our lucky winner. Go ahead and drop your name in chat.
Awesome. Well, fantastic, everyone. And congrats to our winners today. You've all received yourselves the Ultimate Season Pass. And again, welcome to the War Heroes season. This will be kicking off on Tuesday. Look forward to that. One last reminder, for the Gladiators season, that's going to be wrapping up on Tuesday as well, including all the Warhammer content. Just want to make that strictly clear again one last time. And I think that's a wrap for us.
Once again, no stream next Friday. Mr. Bam will be on Tuesday.
Yes.
And I'll be in Ankino. So if you're in the area, come say hi. And thank you very much for everyone stopping by today, saying hi. And for those of you watching on Twitch, stick by and we're going to go ahead and raid one of our community contributors. And let's go ahead and watch the trailer one more time as we sign off. And
fantastic.
For everyone else, we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. See you on the battlefield.
Take care. Thank you, everyone.
What is a hero? I see them all around me. It's my brothers and sisters. For all they've done to make sure we as soldiers and countless others could come home safe. Even when the odds are against you and things seem impossible. hero rises. They fight. They resist.